so many dreams of, like you said, people flying, a lot of activation, and it all starts with one big unifying selfless act to not just protect these children and expose these corporate containers. It's showing us around the world that we're standing with each other to protect our children, and it's like what's going to set off the activation of all these other events that everybody keeps dreaming about. And just thank you for hearing me out, man.
I say,
And
of
it it,
course, of
it
course.
it might seem like a nothing of a
Man,
conversation
it's a
at
big
this moment.
conversation. Eh? It's a big conversation. We listen. The with the exception of that icon that came up, the people here is high frequency. We vibrating on a high frequency, and we actually understand exactly what you're saying. Everybody here with the collective is family, and we vibing with the we basically elevating. So no, we know the importance, especially with these kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
So,
so I've been pushing the message real heavy, and somebody had asked me where was I obtaining all the information of January 15th for the worldwide strike. And I'm like, the collective, not only that, but there's others out there also sharing the information. So what I've been doing is I've been stringing all these voices together. So I specifically said, listen, if you down to protect your children, down for a new way forward, down for like really, really implementing the change and being the change and laying these bricks and manifesting what we all want for the future, then now is the time. And people have been like bombing me with videos, and I've been duetting them, and you're gonna see like up until January 15th, I'm gonna keep streaming different faces and voices of people collectively from around the world
send me something, and I'll
saying
put
the
them.
same
I'll
thing.
share them with the collective too, as well. You feel me? And whatever I
Facts.
can do to contribute to the movement and getting that out there for people to put their eyes on. You feel me? That's something that's
But I
imperative.
definitely want to say I love and respect 1,000,000% what you're doing. You're hitting it on the
Gratitude,
head
man.
in so many departments, and you're not sugarcoating it, man. So really, bro, big love, big
I
respect,
say,
man.
I appreciate you too, family. Much love to you, man. Much love
I'm
to
gonna
you,
go
man.
ahead and I'm gonna drop back down now, but I just, as I said, it might seem seamless, but in the same way where it might not seem like much, it really, really helps me and further like this is one of the things in my own walks that was supposed to happen to furthermore let me know I'm in that parameter of doing what I need to
Yeah,
do. You know what I mean? So again, thank you, bro, because it's just another piece to the puzzle of who me figuring out all of what this is about.
most definitely.
But
Much love to you, family.
absolutely, family.
Peace and gratitude. Combos with the collective. I'm about to pull another guard on. Peace, God. Peace, God. Good to see you. How you
Hey,
feeling, family?
man, I'm amazing. That's an understatement. How
Ashe.
you feeling,
Ashe.
King?
Good to see you, man.
Man, what a journey,
Did
huh?
you see that one guy that came up here that tried to compromise the live?
You want to know something? I was meditating at that time,
Oh, okay.
literally. So before you hopped on, or like before that happened, I was sitting here and I was meditating on the message and the energy that was going to come into this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is a conversation that if anybody follows both of us, they know this is going to be a good one.
Most definitely.
And before you knew it, brother, like the phone just cut off
Yeah.
for me. It just
Oh,
cut off, so the live ended, so I didn't get to see any of it.
oh, wow.
And when
Okay.
you came back, you're like, yeah, hey, this happened. And I think it's indicative of, again, vibrating at a frequency where darkness won't even fucking show its face.
Yeah, that's good. I
Woo-hoo,
love that.
woo-hoo.
I love that. I
Oh,
love that.
man, I love it.
That's fact.
And
That's
I
facts.
love that feeling, man.
This,
You know?
yeah, but see, and the thing about it is, you got keeping your frequency high enough does ensure the archons, because once you emanate that green energy, they can't see you. They they
Bro,
they they only attracted to low frequencies and things of that nature. So you
that's
are
right.
vibrating very high, brother.
Always.
I see it too. I see that aura glowing off you too. I can see it.
Mm,
Real talk.
man, that
I
means a
see it.
lot, King. That
Yeah, I
means a
see it.
lot,
I see
brother.
it. So that's
Yeah.
keep ascending and tapping in, man. Right now, one of the biggest things and my biggest concerns is you can literally feel the energy substantially increasing on a planet with all the
Yes.
drones, with everything. I guarantee by January, February, something big is gonna happen that everybody gonna see. Whether they create a fake blue beams thing or something's big about to happen. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Everybody can feel it. They're doing
Yeah,
too much
man.
right now.
It's time, dog.
It's
Here's the
time. It's
thing.
something.
Here's the thing. There's two timelines going on here right now,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's a third dimensional timeline, which is crumbling.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a fifth dimensional timeline, which we're literally pushing the frequency of so we can foster in the light. That's literally what we're doing
Mm-hmm.
in our moment to moment situation. So there has to be something that is the direct opposite, but the same as what we're going to experience in the fifth dimension.
Mm-hmm.
In order to hold up or hold on to the thought process that we're still operating in the same world, even though we know we're not, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so you're gonna have to have. We're seeing real ETs, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing, or I've had orbs come this close to me, no lie, come around my head, go over my head, the whole bit. I've seen ships, I've seen them cloaked, I've seen them uncloaked or a little cloaked,
Mm-hmm.
and you know there has to be something to counteract that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the thought process of there's definitely extraterrestrials, let's get them used to looking in the sky is one way of looking at that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as I saw those things and I was like, there's no way.
Yo, you could tell the ones that are government induced versus the ones that are actually real extraterrestrial biological
For
ships,
sure.
as well, interdimensional ships as well.
That's my perspective. Like for sure. And there's got to be balance there. Just like I believe that like Elon Musk has all those satellites up
Mm-hmm.
there to be able to create holographic like augmented reality type of space because again in the 5D we're going to be able to think it and it's going to be able to pop up,
That's a fact.
right?
That's a fact.
So you have to create something like that so the other path, if you will, has something similar to go based off of the real deal.
Yeah, but you know what? That makes sense in regards to induction of blue beam. He
Hmm.
probably have enhanced the blue beam technology with the satellites, where he can make it do way more. You know what I'm saying? And I can see that being something where they how to create certain imagery and things of that nature. I can see that.
For sure, for
I can
sure.
see that.
And I think it's important to not like for me, it's important for me not to get caught up in it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
like to like again, my job, like we were talking about, all of us have roles,
Mm-hmm.
right? I feel like my role is literally to try to push the frequency up as much as possible.
That's it. Yeah,
So
that's all our roles should be to really elevate the frequency and
that's it.
remove all negative energy and just keep motivating and pushing the collective
And
forward.
that's why we need to be mindful of what we say,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because the things that we say, the things that we draw attention to, the things that we're thinking about literally puts in the frequency what we put it out as.
Mm-hmm.
And especially if we think of it lower than a high vibratory thing when we're talking about nefarious people and everything else,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, we're giving it power, if
That's
you will,
that's a fact.
rather than taking that and knowing that that's the fact, knowing that, okay, here's where human history came from, here's why we got the way that we are, it is what it is. Now, what do we do to counteract that 100%? And how we counteract that, how we truly vibrate at a higher frequency and how we truly foster in this golden age is to fucking dead it. And what I mean by that is like dead it with the most high vibratory thought processes ever. Like I'm so focused, bro, on like building school systems and like, better healthcare, right? And
Mm-hmm.
no homelessness and building compounds all over the country, all over the world
You
where
know what I thought about doing? I'm gonna tell you something. It's one of my visions I thought about doing.
yeah.
It's so many elderly people on big pharmaceutical drugs and things of that nature. I
Hmm.
literally thought about setting up like a thing with mad holistic herbs and asking different people like just come in to fill their prescriptions at a Walmart or Walgreens. What prescriptions are you taking? And then if they share it, if they're willing to share, you giving them a holistic alternative to those prescriptions for free
Yeah,
too. Like here, take this instead for
of
free
course.
instead, just because I buy them all and just give it to them, just straight give them to them. You know what I'm saying? To where they'll
Yeah.
have it on deck and be like, oh, thank you, and get them
And
to the point
and
and
teach
tell them about
them how
Big
to grow
Pharma.
it themselves.
Tell them about
Why don't
Big
we teach them how to
Pharma.
grow
Let them
it?
know exactly
That's it.
what the ailments are and what they're consuming. But see, that's the problem. You know that Big Pharma would definitely try to take a kid out if they do something like that. They're gonna be all over you with guns and guns blazing. I'm talking
Yeah, but
about
that's in the third dimension.
that's a fact. That's a
Remember,
fact.
everything we're creating is for the fifth dimension right now, dog.
Yeah,
I don't know
boy, if that's
about
fair.
you, but like 3 days ago, dog, there's been a crazy activation. Crazy.
It is. It has been. I agree with you. I agree with you. You're right. You're 100. And I love that. I love that. I love that mindset. That's how you.
Yeah,
That's
man.
how you. That's how you anchor yourself to the higher dimensional realms. That's a fact. That's
That's it. And I think about, like, I listen to your story all the time, and you talk about like the battles that you've had and everything else in
hmm
the astral realm, and you see it happening.
hmm
Dog, I believe you were doing it. You did it
I,
right then and there.
I believe that too.
You're one of the chosen warriors who were out in the field in the ethereal realm, taking care of what we were building here, and the counteract. The reason why you knew all the plans and where everything was and everything else is because the light shines on every nook and cranny, every little corner,
hmm
period. Right?
That's a fact.
So when we're doing that on a vibrational level, think about what it does in the other dimensions and realms, all the way up to our oversoul,
Mm, mm.
right?
I say.
Because if our oversoul is like, Elohim like level, because that's pretty much what I'm realizing we are essentially,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it's spreading out the energy. How many different dimensions and realms and everything are stacked where our actions are affecting, as on heaven, so is on earth, right?
Yeah, that's a fact. And some of us are even primordial elementals, where we, dragon beings and different angelics and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. It's you're right. You're
Yeah,
100% right, and I
yeah,
agree with you on that. And I needed that. Needed to hear that because that's the motivation I should have. Because the elite's objective is to put you in a root chakra. They'll keep you out there from actually
that's
going out
it.
and pushing different things that you can do. We should be planting female trees also. We should be planting trees for the homeless. We should be going into these neighborhoods and communities and planting female trees.
That's it.
This is something that is that I believe that should happen like yesterday.
Yeah.
Female
And and
trees
we
everywhere.
and we have enough very smart people and very dedicated people in this community, and people who have that gift in this community, that if we start reaching out and putting our energy towards that thought process, imagine imagine how much more we put in the ethereal realm, where we're not talking about all the how we got here,
Mm-hmm.
and we replace into that realm, into the Akashic records. Dog, like, they are gonna write about this time for millennia to come, dog. We are here at the greatest time in galactic history, in
Yo,
my opinion.
and this is another reason why the guided meditations is so essential, because when I'm
Hmm.
doing the guided meditations, I'm speaking 100% about a utopia and putting that in people's mind to where they envisioning it. I'm explaining it. No chemtrails,
Hmm.
no genetically modified organisms. The place is this. You picturing all of that, but then you know what I think about now? Using those words are even low frequency, because when I say chemtrails, it creates the thought of a chemtrail. You still envisioning it. So I have to
Yes,
change that to the point where I'm not even using low frequency words in its entirety.
that's it.
You just That's a download where I'm just completely saying when I'm doing the guided, because the guided master meditation is very essential for the collective joining
Yep,
it, right, and really synchronizing our mindset.
yep.
Once in an astral projection experience, I literally see myself flying over this device, and it was shooting out like a laser thing,
Hmm.
and it was shooting out something, and I hit it, and the thing broke, and
Mm.
I didn't even know how I broke it. I just hit it, and the thing just broke down or whatever, and I was like, "What did I break?" Then I realized that I was like, damn, did I mess up something? But then I realized I probably messed up something that was nefarious.
Yeah,
I probably
yeah,
destroyed something that was keeping us entrenched more in the illusion, so to speak. You
absolutely.
feel me? But we do have the ability of eliminating things from the other side in these higher dimensional realms. This is what I believe a lot of us are doing. A lot of us that are fighting these wars are actually going to and again, we know exactly where all of their bases at.
Hmm.
We know exactly where the children are at in the 18-wheelers. I'm seriously seeing us freeing them. I'm seeing the kids coming out and we taking them out, and they're very happy, and we getting them out. I'm seeing
Yeah,
the military can't even come near us because we walk in personifications of the sun, and they just explode at just the being anywhere near us.
that's
This
it.
is how powerful we're gonna become. And
That's
this
how
is
powerful you are, King.
yeah.
That's
Speaking it
because,
now.
again, you've done
Yeah,
it. You did that.
yeah,
Just in another realm and dimension. That happened,
yeah.
dog.
It did
You know
happen.
what I mean? For me, I like when I go into, sometimes I have visions, I have stories. I have people break into my
Mhm.
house in the ethereal realm who were coming after me because I was offered a seat at the table on the dark side and I turned it down.
Wow.
And in that time, I had a whole discussion, saw my whole family lineage that all came from that dark like background and everything else. And I turned it down by like one of like the queen whatevers. And then she offered her daughter, and I looked at her, I said, you know damn well I'm here to destroy you. I can't do it. Right?
Wow.
The very next night I go to sleep, dog, and same time around that beautiful golden hour, 3 to 5 in the morning, and I get the message, hey, they're on the way and they're gonna kill you and your family, right? This is all in the astral realm. So I'm like, all right, you know, bring it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Dog, as soon as they walked in, it was like the most ridiculous. I took out maybe like 5 or 6 of them, right?
Damn.
Quick. And that's when it clicked in my head like, oh, we are divine beings and we create everything in this realm, and whatever we want to happen can happen and will happen as long as we have the confidence that we are walking with the light and the freaking energy of all that is inside
Yeah.
of us, because we have that right to do so.
That's
not
a fact.
like because it's earned through the journey of walking in that path and that faith and that love, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to protecting it, you shut it down,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then from that moment, I took, like, we transported, me and my whole family transported to a plush land, like 6 acres, big iron gate, and like, you're home. I was like, all right, perfect.
Uh-huh.
You know?
That was
And like,
experience.
and it's crazy because I knew it translated into walking in this path and facing adversity with as much, again, all the training that we've been through, all the meditation, all the downloads, man, all the grounding, all the chlorophyll, all the fasting, all the things
Mm-hmm.
leads to all the self work and shining light on yourself and changing and
Mm-hmm.
developing. All those things allows you the opportunity to understand, learn more, and then in turn be enhanced in ways that we only could have imagined.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You know?
And
And yeah, go ahead.
I was about to say, I wholeheartedly believe that the dream realm is the quantum reality, like the multiverse. Like if you see Multiverse of Madness with Doctor Strange, when he was going into alternate timelines with America Chavez, that's really how it is. And she said, and right in that movie, oh, the dreams aren't what you think. Dreams are
No.
other realities. She came out and said exactly that verbatim. You know what I
Some
mean?
would say this is a dream, dog.
Say that again.
Some would say this is a dream.
Yeah,
right?
well, you know what? Once in an experience, I did see myself constructing this reality from the perspective of a dream, or basically it was actually a VR headset. It was some type of simulation system, some type of game I was playing. It was very crazy. It was.
And you were constructing this?
Yeah. I took off the headset,
Uh-huh.
and then there was people standing around, and they said, "It looked real, don't it? It looked real, don't it?" And I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, and it felt so real. It felt like I was really, and it was like a ship. I was on a ship when I took off the headset, and it was a few grams of shrooms. And what I think happened was I was connected to this, tethered to this reality, and the wherever I originated from. I was, I had the ability of seeing both realities. And I was sitting in a chair like this. My feet were soaking in some type of substance. So whatever this substance is helps induce the reality to where you feel like you're entrenched in the reality.
Okay.
As I was sitting there, my hands was attached to the thing, and I was laying back in a black chair. I remember it like this. I had this thing in my hand, and there was people around me. Now, one of the people that was around me seemed like my sister as far as her voice, but I couldn't see her face real good, but it seemed like my little sister. But she was in another dimension, though. And it felt like family. It felt like, imagine you going to the mall with your family, and they put you on a VR headset, and they all looking at you to see your reaction.
Yeah.
They all stand around. But on this VR headset, while I'm watching, while I'm playing, it's a big screen like this book, and it's all my life is playing out on this screen, and there'll be all of them watching around while I'm sitting there with this headset on, not knowing that it's an illusion. They're all watching it, and they laughing even at the things that are most sad because they know it's just a game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was the craziest. I came back like,
you know, that's what you ever like see like Dolores Cannon's teaching.
I love Dolores Cannon.
Love Dolores Cannon, and she says that like there's people that like when they go and they have their near death experience, it's like, oh, it was all a play.
Yeah, yeah.
This whole thing was like, it was like a whole ruse. Like this, none of this was real.
She said everybody,
you know,
came from the back, and they all took their bows, like, and it was like, oh yeah, you just was playing that part, you was playing that part.
Exactly.
That was a very good lecture that she said. I remember that Dolores Cannon lecture.
Yeah.
That was very
Yeah,
powerful. And that's pretty
very
much even
powerful.
our enemies. We all form some form of contract with them to say, all right, or your kids that are angry with you, all right, piss me off. You're gonna deceive me, and it's just gonna be to learn. Okay, that's in the script. Okay, and then you come down. Yeah, you're gonna cheat on me, but it's in the script.
Because all we're here to do is to learn every bit of the spectrum of emotions and creation. We're
Yeah,
learning the art of creating and putting things together and regulating ourselves so that when we move on to our higher aspect after this, that we do it so fluidly to whatever the next mission is. And that's beautiful, dog. You
that's a
know?
fact. That's a
and
fact.
that's and that's why, like, for me, it's just like, you know, the, you can't stop growing
No,
or learning or developing.
no, you
It's,
definitely can't.
you know,
The path to growth is nonstop. And that's why I always say the more I learn, the more I realize I actually don't know nothing.
you know nothing.
Every time I learn
Every
something,
level.
and I don't know nothing.
Every level,
No matter
yes.
how many books I read or anything, I still don't know nothing. I
Bro,
could read all the books in a row.
at this point, there again, people should be more interested in writing our story.
Yeah,
Instead of
yeah.
us reading their story, they should be writing our story. The whole collective. We should be 98% of us should be writing our own books right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm writing mine.
And I
You know what I
need
mean?
to write too. I need to write some, but I'm about to actually work on some more of a music first. My soul is telling me to create some more music first
Yeah.
and then because I got some book ideas that I really want to write. In reference to all my lucid dream experiences and astral projection experiences and trip reports,
That's it.
how I tie them into esoteric symbolism.
Bro, what do you think happens when the Galactic Federation lands? Right?
That,
What do you think happens? They sit down, they interview us. They're like, all right, tell us how this felt. Remember when this happened. Da, 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 da. They're going to be writing this story for a long time.
yeah,
This is just, guys, this is just the beginning.
yeah,
Newsflash. This is the beginning.
yeah,
Okay? There's a whole world, there's a whole reality that goes on after this.
yeah.
And, you know, there's a place for all of us in that, as long as we do the work that we're supposed to do.
That's facts.
You know?
That's a fact.
So none of our ancestors are ever gonna ever know a time like what we're about to hop into.
No, they're not. They're not. That's a fact. That's
Let that
definitely.
like that's sinking in for me right now. That's like, damn, it's a big deal.
Well, I mean, you said none of the ancestors would know, but we do have connections with them in the alternate planes of consciousness.
Absolutely,
You
but
know?
how many of them are lucky enough to be inhibited in a body right now, carnated on the third dimension, transitioning into the fifth?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Only our aspect.
Yeah, yeah. I have seen a lot of the ancestors in the astral realm, and it feel like alternate planes of existence. However, like I seen my father a few times. I seen my grandmother, and they, when I first seen my grandmother and my grandfather had a lot of gray hair when he first transitioned. But when I seen him when he was in the astral realm, he had no gray hair, all black hair, like younger, like he was able to make himself look younger. My grandmother, before she transitioned, she told my mother, she came out and she said, "You're gonna see me again, baby, but I'm gonna be in a different body." She told my mom that. She
Yep.
said, "You're gonna see me, baby, but I'm gonna be in a different body." So when I seen my grandmother, she looked at the same, and then as we start walking, she transformed into a younger version of herself right in front of me. And
Isn't that awesome?
yeah, literally. And that was but as my grandmother, but she transformed into a younger version. That basically was confirmation to what she said to my mom. But she looked like my grandmother when I first seen her, to just so I can recognize her, like, okay, this is me, but then transformed, like, okay. Because if I would have seen regular, I probably wouldn't have recognized her. I'd be like, yo, she looked like my grandmother a little bit.
Do you see yourself going that route, or are you gonna show your age? Because we're about to have a choice, right?
Uh, I
I
mean,
plan on being, yeah.
as far as I feel like I'm gonna get to the point where I'm reversing the process of senescence. My goal, reversing aging through
Okay.
certain herbs and certain elixirs and Kundalini. We could tap into certain Kundalini to reverse the process of aging. Period. Almost like that Peter Pan. Real talk. All right. So senescence is when your trillions of cells go through the process when they stop multiplying.
Okay.
So our cells are multiplying consistently. Once they stop, we start aging. We start wrinkling. Our hair start graying. But now herbs like carbon 60, herbs like herbs like shilajit actually increases the process of your cellular reproduction, where your cells reproduce on a cellular level, where people like 70 and stuff look young. You can
Okay.
see certain people that look real young if they take the certain herbs and they refrain from a lot of processed food and refined sugar, like I've been saying. If you refrain from processed food, refined sugar, and take the necessary herbs, cordyceps. Cordyceps is another age-reversing herb that you can take that reverses the process of senescence.
Love
Black
that.
seed oil is another one. You taking these herbs and then black seed oil on your skin every day, using
Hmm.
things like carbon 60, and I guarantee stretching, going outside, sun gazing, and exercising. I
Absolutely.
guarantee your aging process substantially. Again, it's
100%.
immortals on the planet. It's some immortals on the planet, and then we are consistently poisoned all the time. Here's
Yeah.
another thing. When they told us, when Anunnaki said we're going to cut your life expectancy to 120 years, they kept off our telomeres, and then by them verbalizing that, it put us in our mind that we will age. So us thinking that we get older also is what's making us older, just by us thinking that we get old fast.
I think that you're 100% correct. I also want to add this caveat as
Of
well.
course.
I've nothing to add to that because I think you're like the top of the line when it comes to understanding how to like the health of the
I
body
appreciate
in a holistic way. I appreciate that with you. I also want to say this again, we're going into a crystalline body.
12 strand genetics.
That's what we're
From
creating now. That's what's
666.
right around the corner,
But see, hear
right?
me out. The reason why I advocate for herbs and integration of the cosmic light body
100%.
is so we can successfully get to the 12 strand. Because while we have 666 carbon with all the nefarious
That's it.
toxins and different machinations that they throw out there, it basically makes it very difficult for us to be able to take that geomagnetic energy when it comes. They put the carbon, the toxic metals, and all of these aluminum and barium in our body. So
Hmm.
when these cosmic light come in and make us get autoimmune diseases and sick. This is why I talked about all of these different books with different herbs and stuff you can use to try to combat some of these things. Once you start taking a lot of these herbs, you won't even need the food because the food is where the deceptive stuff is in. It's in a lot of the food.
Uh-huh.
So if just utilizing the correct herbs and exercising, you will notice you won't even eat. You'll be like, oh man, I'm not even hungry no more.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I believe you 100%.
But you're right though. We
100%.
are ascertaining 12 strand genetics. That's referred to as the 12 silicate matrix. And also getting more into activation of Christos consciousness or unity of one, that law of one consciousness.
Absolutely. I mean, we see it in our day-to-day interactions, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're on the same, like, and a lot of us are.
That's
And again, we're showing it. So the original question though, because I still want to know the answer,
okay.
is when you have the choice, meaning when we're a crystalline body and we have the choice just like your ancestors did, what are you going to choose? Are you going to choose to look older, look your age, or are you going to stay young? Because again,
well,
are
age
are
age
are,
is the
are we even
personification, the third dimension to me. So I would want to look youthful.
right? And then I wonder how big are because everything's so less dense in the 5D. I wonder like how much of our source energy we're going to be able to hold in our vessel. I would assume our vessel gets bigger and lighter.
Yeah. I imagine our vessel does get lighter. In the astral realm, I have the ability of growing or staying in size. I can transform my size. You ever see what
Hmm.
like Hawk when he get mad, he start growing it, or Giganta. I'm not sure if you're into Marvel or DC, but I
Yeah,
like certain characters that can grow is all predicated on our genetic water structure. Because again, we compose primarily of water, but since we fell down into these meat suits, we just been restricted.
for
But
sure.
in our theory, we were like again, the Therians, like the Seraphat, the positive Anunnaki, they were Ethereans that could change their body to any kind of shape or form, and we could be descendants of them. So meaning that we would have the ability of also atomizing our molecular water structure and changing the way our genetically,
I love
the way
that.
I believe that.
Here's I believe it too,
I
100%,
hope.
100%. So you just brought up a thought process for me,
Mm-hmm.
talking about water and our body being water. We need to discuss music, guys, right? The
Mm-hmm.
vibrational frequency of music and how music has shaped us and done things with us and to us and around us for millennia, right? From going from the solfeggio scale of like the classical music days and to wiping that scale out to the current scale, right? To taking down all the church bells and all that stuff. There's certain frequencies and tones that if we start operating in that and living in that type of energy, play some like handpan or like less 808s, less root chakra, more heart chakra,
That's
you know,
now as far
then
as the music. When we want to talk about music, we talk about the deity Pan. I may mention a Pan, a goat deity Pan,
Okay.
who's pretty much who the industry worship. This is the concept where pandemonia come from, where pandemic come from.
Okay.
He's basically the one that plays the flute, and his flute is to deceive the masses.
Mm.
And it's basically the personification of Pan to cause pandemonium, basically, with the 440 hertz frequency, which the 440 hertz frequency was utilized in Nazi Germany for mind control and manipulation. You know, and this is why these entertainers and Luciferian artists actually get up there with the music and do that and utilize certain frequencies. And again, a lot of these entertainers, in my opinion, I believe a lot of them are extraterrestrial in origin. Some of them could be of the Draconian or the Sakar Empire. And what if your favorite entertainer all this time, especially the ones that make low frequency music, wasn't even human? You heard about the secret industry, the music, meeting that the industry had. It was a secret meeting where they met with different owners of prison systems, and they told them, we want you guys to make low frequency music so we can fill up the prisons. This was the they talked to Crazy Bone, and it was like 4 or 5 people in this meeting. And they said, our objective is to fill up the prisons. So we start, and again, we think about it. You know how they say all black babies are born with rhythm?
Yeah.
We connected to the Schumann resonance of the planet in rhythm. So if they can use certain cymatics to pull us in our root and keep us anchored. And then if we promoting death, murder, killing, this, she's a hoe, she's a trick, and all blah, 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 then that's what we create in the paradigm, because we are electromagnetic. So then our magnetism anchors that to the paradigm.
Absolutely. You know how terrible I felt when I realized all the terrible rap lyrics I've spoken out of this mouth of mine and the ripples it probably caused for every individual in my spectrum, you know? And then like everybody on the same frequency as me doing the same, like when you start to really take like accountability for your part in it, which we all have the same part, it's just we're all realizing it's crazy.
Bro, I used to be popular in battle rapping. I used to go to Harlem and go to travel to Chicago, different parts and battle. I'm strange to wordplay king. I battled. I had battles all the time. I started in the Lions, then in Harlem, battling. We battle. I go and battle anybody. And one of my aliases at the time was so disrespectful. My whole objective was to just demoralize my opponent. But then as I came in consciousness, I kind of strayed away from that. Real talk. But I'm still a lyricist, but now I direct my lyricism into conscious lyrics. Conscious rap that actually upbuild and activate your DNA now. I use my gift for benevolent purposes instead of malevolent purposes.
I love your music, dog. That's like the whole, like, I know you heard the new Kendrick album.
I didn't really hear his full album. I heard some of the songs.
Wow. Okay.
Not a real kid.
That's surprising. You guys are cut from a similar cloth. He is a warrior himself.
I believe
for sure.
I'm more of a 90s. I'm stuck in the 90s. Like I listen to the Wu. I listen to I like Killer Priest. I like Kambada. He nice to me. I mean, don't get me wrong. He nice too. I forgot his name. What's his name again? J. Cole. I like him too. He got some.
Oh yeah, Cole's the truth.
J. Cole. Who else? King. What's his name? King. I'm forgetting his name at the tip of my tongue. Papoose.
I don't know.
Back in the days, he has some.
Back in the days, yeah.
He has some.
So
really drop as much.
I'm right now. The music I'm loving is like FKJ.
I never heard.
Legit. So FKJ, SYML. These are like they play live instruments.
And somebody say
live instruments.
On Dead Press. Yup. A lot of the Wu-Tang Clan back in the day. Some of the other aspects like Killer Army, Wu Syndicate. Some of the aspects of the Wu, the Poor Righteous Teachers. I used to listen to them coming up. Black Thought, nice.
Black Thought's the truth, of course. I love now how, like, you know, again, we're gonna, the more conscious hip hop and rap and everything is just, it's all gonna come to the forefront, man.
But I'm about to come out with something that's way crazier than anything you ever heard.
What do you mean?
As far as a project,
okay,
with the visual perspective, it's gonna be not gonna just be freestyles that I drop. It's gonna be a full project with real.
I look forward to it.
And
yeah.
Everybody been saying, "Oh, we strange. We want you to come out with a real project." You've been teasing us with these freestyles. So I'm about to come out with something that's going to really elevate the collective. It's going to be something that's going to be very powerful. Lauryn Hill is brand Nubian, yup. Yeah.
Well, you do have a very large responsibility then,
Yeah.
because if we know anything about the collective here is that we're going to support you.
Yeah.
And again, the frequencies that you put out there and the things that you're putting into there is going to be very important, because a lot of people look up to you in different ways. I look up to you in different
I'm
ways for
sampling
sure.
a lot of meditation frequencies and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, man. It's
Yeah.
it's whatever you
Yeah.
create, you're a divine creator,
Yeah.
King.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
you
Likewise,
know?
likewise, Cosmic Family. Likewise.
Yeah, man.
We reflections, you feel me? So I'm
Absolutely.
of you. You feel me? Real talk. But the next project that I want to do is I want it to be more videos and visuals, like telling stories of ancient histories, like stories from the Mahabharata, different cosmic
Nice.
wars. I would like to tell a story, for example, of the Lyran and Draconian War, where you can see it. I'm rapping about everything, explaining it with my lyrical content, but you can see the whole war in front of you, where you remember it now. And
Mm.
that will make you better than me just talking about it, because now you can put it into rhyme sequence and you can start rapping it and you remember it better.
Yep.
Different things, like different story sequences where you can hear it. Nobody not I'm talking about songs like that, like real ancient history, and pulling them together and then utilizing and making videos where people can watch it. And I'm talking about, and I want to put certain imagery in it where if you're taking a psychedelic, you'll get more downloads, because it's gonna be only
Ooh.
where if you're on a shrooms or something, more gonna pop out to you. Little
But that's what
hieroglyphic symbols and sacred geometry gonna be encrypted in the video. I'm talking about
trillion%.
this
And
content gonna be designed to activate your DEA.
I love it. I love it. And colors.
Yeah,
Colors are very important. Colors have just as much frequency as everything else. So
they do.
it's
They do.
man, this is gonna be dope, man. Because you think about it, and it's like, again, that's part of your part in this, right? Like you have this passion, you have this vision, you have this drive, you have the support, and you're gonna be able to execute it in a way that people that are just starting their journey can get caught up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it won't be something that we have to like always talk about or bring up. It's like once it's out there and it's catchy and it flows and they understand it, then boom.
It's gonna be next level lyricism though. It's not gonna
Can't
be
wait.
next level lyricism and wordplay and putting it
Yeah.
together to the point where every word gonna have a frequency, the colors of the video, everything you see is gonna be like activating dormant DEA. And I'm gonna have a lot of hidden geometric symbolism in there, a lot of hidden geometric symbolism where just watching it is gonna activate you. Just when you see the colors and see the different geometric structures and the colors and the things I present in the storyline and the words I choose, it's just gonna be like, oh wow. Because listen, we talked about music a while ago. Now,
Yes.
once I do this, it's gonna create that catalyst, that now people gonna want to strive to see what the mark is. And it's gonna be a different mark that you have seen from many of those artists that we made mention of. All of them artists you talked about, they never gonna do what I'm talking about. And that's not being cocky or nothing. This is just another thing that came to me in a transcendental state of consciousness. I learned a new way to rhyme and put together words and patterns that y'all even
I love it.
heard, that I'm gonna show y'all with the new project with different
Yes, sir.
like, wow, it's gonna be a whole nother frequency.
I love that.
And I'm gonna probably get artists to work with, but I'm probably gonna probably get some singers to work with. I don't know if I'm gonna work with any other MCs yet, unless you gotta be just like, I don't know. You gotta be super nasty, super lyrical, you gotta be real lyrical, real nice. You know what I mean? That's not being cocky. You just gotta have a certain level of expertise for me to sprout minds with you. And because I have a vision. So this vision is about to be very powerful, something very powerful. And it's from my higher self directly.
That's
so
dope.
This is why I'm very careful with it and package it the right way and take
I love that.
baby.
I love that a trillion%, because it's like, man, it's like, that's what it's about. That's what it's like. Again, it's the message, it's the passion, and it's the support.
Yeah.
You have my support. If your higher self says that's the way that we're rolling, that's the way we're freaking rolling.
Man.
You know what I mean? And that's what's gonna happen.
Because
and I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I'm gonna hit you in the DMs and be like, hey, I like this. I didn't like, I'm always gonna be real, but always for love, man.
Yeah.
Always for love. Go ahead.
He came out with drill music. Somebody made mention of the drill music, and he's 100% right. That's in the third thunder. All right, in the seven Hopi, the seven thunders of the Hopi prophecy. One of the third thunders, I believe. Let me see if I'm mistaken. It's children killing children, okay?
Oof.
And when we talk about children killing children, this is the drill music epidemic that transpired through low frequency music, all right? Low
Terrible.
frequency cymatics and frequencies that are purposely, malevolently used to create pandemonium. Like we talked about Pan.
Hmm.
This is the drill music. This is the essence of pandemonium. And that's a real pandemic that's happening in Chicago right now. You know, real talk. That's so where's the seventh thunder is at? Because this thunder is very important. Where's it? The third thunder, fourth thunder. Hold on. No, it was the fifth thunder. It was the fifth thunder. Children killing children, and that's prevalent in the music. We see that right now, and we see more than the fifth thunder taking place. We actually are up to the sixth thunder now. We hitting into the seventh thunder when we had the changes occur. The star people return. This is why the drones are out. This is the star people return. Signs in the skies. What we seeing right now? Signs in the skies. New planets, new galaxies. Right. This is right now they're spraying a lot of chemtrails and stuff, so we can't fully see the skies. We're around a lot of new planets and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of new planets are in our solar system. Meteorite storms, presence of divine.
Bro,
Presence
I walked out the other day. I saw that beautiful meteor storm on the 13th. It was beautiful, dog.
That's what I'm
I stepped out.
saying.
I
We
stepped
are
outside. I
in
was
the
like,
holy prophecy.
I know.
We
That's what I'm saying. They're gonna write stories about us for eons, man.
Yo,
It's
they had
time.
a video where they talked to Alexa, and they asked Alexa, what is America going to be in 2031? And Alexa said, America will not exist. Now, some people think it's a joke or Alexa can say anything, but in the end of the seventh thunder for the Hopi prophecies, it's at the end of the world as you know it. Now, I want to clarify what that means. That doesn't mean the world is going to explode, gods and goddesses.
No, as we know it.
We just mean the world as we know it are going to be changed. The third 3D to the 5D. This means we're going to go through a dramatic metamorphosis. This was predicted by prophets. Okay, this was predicted by the Hopis, and they were greeted by star beings, celestial beings that came down and gave them this information and made them aware of these seven thunders or seven seals or seven plagues, whatever you want to refer to them as. These are the seven plagues or seven thunders that are made mention of, and we see them all unraveling now. We are in a sixth thunder right now, in a sixth thunder. This is real.
I love that.
All the seven thunders. And I've been showing the collective for the past few days, going over the seven thunders to make them aware of how we actually are navigating through all seven thunders. Where are we at right now?
I am so proud of us though, man.
Yeah.
Like I think there was like a small window to get this done now, or if not, we had to wait like another 10 years or so. And like it kicked me into another level. I was like, nah, we got to get this done now. like if we don't get this done now, we got to go through 10 more years of this shit. I would have been like done with it. And yeah,
but listen,
I just
10 more years, 10 more years seems like a lot, but it goes by fast because time is speeding up. Just like a little 5 years is going to go by way quicker. If you notice, the day's been going by faster.
Yeah.
The months been turning into like a month for like 2 weeks now to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, everything's moving so quick. And the downloads are so big right now.
Yeah.
They're really like I'll just call them like chunky downloads. Usually they kind of flow in for me and it's like whatever. But now they're just like slapping us in the face.
Yeah.
And it's great though. I think we're ready for this. We're ready for this.
We build like this too, and we actually get with the collective and we discuss things like this in detail. It actually starts to elevate the frequency and raises people's consciousness.
Yes. Bro, this is it. Bro, we have how many people on here? 60 something. People have been commenting all sorts of stuff. We're chilling, we're vibing, man. Like, this is what it's about. This is what we do.
Yeah. That's it.
And no one's sitting around right now just like idly sitting by. If you're in this community and you're hearing this conversation, this is a moment, guys. And we have an opportunity to do something with this moment even now. This is a group uplifting of frequency. I guarantee you those who aren't vibrating at the same rate are like going crazy right now. They're having a rough night.
They said you got a blue aura. God, they said your aura blue. Everybody in the comments is saying that your aura is blue, and I see it too.
Blue? What does that mean?
Blue is associated with the ethereal plane.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And it's attached to the third eye chakra.
Yeah.
The third eye chakra.
I like, it's
blue is very high frequency.
Blue is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I've been aiming for the enlightenment, violets into indigos. And I've been loving green, bro. Green has been like home. I think once we cross over into that green frequency, into the heart chakra, it's game over.
Green is
That's that's
where it's
that's
at.
the tipping point. Once you hit green, it's a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
So those yellows better watch out because they're close.
But see, that blue ethereal energy that they see around you means that your pineal gland is vibrating. That means that you may be you are an essential channel. Remember, the spine is a central channel to the cosmos. Your pineal gland is boom. You just they see it. They can see it, the aura. And I
Oh,
see the
that's
shine
dope.
in the pineal gland, all that. I see it.
Man,
I
that's
see
a
you.
blessing.
I see you.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel it. I feel great,
I
man. I
see you,
feel
family.
phenomenal.
That's
Yeah, 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 yeah.
because your frequency is high, and this is the time we need to be in, because we
A
have the
hundred
ability of
percent.
creating our happiness just within our essence, just within our
For
being.
sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, right now I'm like my story's crazy. Like I'm literally like officially homeless in this now moment, literally.
Sorry.
And like no, don't be sorry at all, bro. Don't be sorry at all. Because it's all that it is the universe eliminating something to replace it with something better.
That's a fact.
Okay?
That's a fact.
Frequency transmutes and transmits or changes and it shifts, right? And when we feel like we lose something in the material realm, we gain something beautiful in the
That's a
astral.
fact.
I know there's people out there that might be watching, that might be on the streets themselves. There's people out there that's watching that might not have their cell phone bill paid right now, and it's Christmas time and everything else. Bro, enjoy the journey, vibrate with love and peace and gratitude, because right now God is just testing us to see if we're worth all the favor that's coming our
That's a
way.
fact. That's a fact.
That's it.
That's a fact.
And that's like,
And I
you
love
know,
that positive energy and outlook, man. This is the things that the collective need to hear. They need to hear this type of motivation and this uplifting type of messages. Real talk. This is things
facts.
that the collective need to hear, because it could be a god or goddess watching this that's in that same rut, in that same position. They needed to hear those uplifting words. You know what I'm saying?
A trillion percent. A
Yeah. So,
trillion percent. And, we feel it. We know it's here. You
you know,
know,
a lot
there,
of times our higher self tests us. We sign certain contracts in our before we come down to basically
mhm,
our primordial self. To basically say, okay, you're gonna go through this, you're gonna go through this, and you know what I mean. And we agree to go through it to build more resilience. You know
absolutely.
what I mean? Just to take us to another place for some reason. And so oftentimes when I'm going through an adversity, I go through and I just kind of analyze how I'm feeling, and then I try to go into a space of gratitude, and I try to think about a quantum version of myself that's out of that situation, what they're vibrating on and what they did to get out of it and what they think about. Then I'll gravitate to that other quantum version of myself, and then I put myself into that situation. That's
Mm,
about it. So once you meditate and you say, okay, I'm gonna go on meditation. Okay, I got to do this. I got to do this. Your higher self will tell you all the answers
yep.
immediately.
Yep.
But the key is
And
just not avoiding the ego and certain thoughts of doubt and self doubt and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah, man. I mean, the only thing that can take you down, I want to make sure that we're clear because there's actually a platform here to talk about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, when we talk about like demonic figures and dark entities and shadows and everything else, realize, guys, we are creating them. That is a reflection of our own consciousness playing back an energy and frequency in which that they are allowed to formulate in within our space and realm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
In the literal sense. So, in turn, we can take that same type of thought process, that same energy, and create anything that we want in this realm,
Mm-hmm.
in this world, period. There was a main point I was going to make, King, and I completely forgot
That's called energetic alchemy. So basically what you're saying is your low shadow aspects of yourself have the ability of materializing as archonic
it.
forces. Basically,
Yes.
great for yourself. So the Goetia teach something about the 72 angelic forces and 72 chaotic forces that we all have within us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the 72 angelic forces apparently come from our mother's side. The 72 chaotic forces apparently come from our father's side, which equals to 144.
Mm.
So the way it talks about, we have chaotic forces in us that literally will come out and actually go to war with us, right? When the end comes. But sometimes if you're in a low frequency, those chaotic forces could be, you could see those forces. And in the third,
Mm.
some of those chaotic aspects of yourself could actually be viewed as a nefarious being or something, and it's really just you. Now, certain psychedelic experiences, I'm gonna use this, a shroom experience, for example, certain shrooms, you may see jesters or beings that look cynical or nefarious or anything, and it's just an aspect of a lower part of you that looks dirty and disgusting that you're
Mm-hmm.
that you don't like. That dark, cruddy shadow being could be just you, a big clump of your shadow or your guilt, your grief, your anxiety,
That's
your stress, your
that.
fear, all amalgamated into this crazy looking, grotesque entity that you
Yeah.
see. A lot of
Yeah.
times that can materialize for us.
For
So
sure.
this is why also, and other times it can be auric debris. Archonic forces do attach from other people that we shouldn't even be connecting with.
Oof.
And
Say it,
they,
say it again.
they monitor and everything else. You
For sure.
know?
For sure. We must be careful about who we divulge information to, who we share energy with, who we live with, and literally again the divide is happening so heavily right now that it's really easy to kind of like delineate what's for you and what's not,
That's a
you know? And throughout the journey you get to a point where like you're guided and you can see the guidance, you know? You can see it, whether it's in the
somebody that
synchronicity
I
of the numbers
all
or
the time
whatever.
in deep meditation. I seen them too before, different faces and stuff like that. Now
Oh yeah.
I had an iboga. I was utilized iboga last night, and when I'm in my closed eye visuals, I see different faces. Sometimes I see people walking. I see all kind of stuff. Some stuff that don't even make sense. Like I might just see two people walk. Anything.
I
We
had
are
I,
beginning
I
to
had a
hear people.
shadow I had a shadow being outside of my trailer once, the last time I was homeless, right? And I was living in this trailer, right?
Uh-huh.
And a mushroom experience. And I was looking outside, and there was a shadow being. He had to be at least like 60 feet tall while sitting and
Damn.
like super wide. And he was just chilling. Like me and him were just having a conversation. And again, it was like one of those situations where he was just trying to like level with me. And
Damn.
I was like, we were having a conversation back and forth, and I remember being like, well, who do you like? What do you really want? And again, it was a situation of like, hey, step in, help us out, whatever. And in that moment, I was like, you know what? I said some choice words to him that I won't say right here. Then I was like, and I emanate light to you, so take that, right? And I
Uh-huh.
saw light shoot out of my chest and like into the space, and he literally just dissipated, and
Was he
the
a bad
energy
guy?
and the energy was gone.
Was he a
Huh?
bad being or a good being?
That's all a matter of perspective, my friend.
But why did you shoot the beam out? Why did you shoot the beam out to get
Oh
eradicated?
no, no, yes, 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 yes. He would be considered a bad guy in terms of like our opposers.
Okay.
He was a dark being for
So
sure.
you had to get his
Yeah,
ass up out of there.
I had to.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had to. And I was like, and I couldn't sit there and like act like, because he respected me enough to like just like it was like again, it was like having a conversation. It wasn't like, hey, like I'm gonna try to scare you and like rope you in and stuff. You know what I mean? It was like he was really just sitting there like chopping it up with me, like across the parking lot, sitting down like next to like a 18 wheeler, like a truck. He was
Damn.
like huge. He was huge, bro. And, and then
He was probably a Nephilim, a shadow Nephilim or some crazy stuff
of
like that.
some crazy shit. So then I go and I remember like standing outside and like looking up, and the warehouse was in front of me. I'm looking up and the sun was just beautiful. And like I heard a higher aspect of myself say, what do you want in this now moment? And all I can think of was love. And when I said that, the sun went and like
That's fine.
I felt like everything like lit up like 2 octaves higher,
You made me want
And I was
to
like,
right now.
you said what?
I said you made me want to have a shroom experience right now. Never those
Bro. Listen, one of these days we're gonna plan a retreat and we're gonna link up
I'm
and
gonna do
yeah,
listen, I'm going to plan a retreat with the collective one day. I'm dead serious
it
about
has to
this.
happen.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say it's gonna be a certain price, but the price is gonna go to the psychedelics. I will have like iboga, I will have conga, I will have shrooms, I will have all the psychedelics you could think about. It'd be probably like a 2-day thing or something like that. And
Yeah.
I would also make sure that we gonna have color, like we're gonna have light shows. We're gonna have to do sacred geometry. Like, look at sacred geometry. Why are you on that? Why are you on the psychedelics? Looking
I
at
love
sacred
it.
geometry and stuff like swirling and stuff activates different DAA. Crop
Yeah.
circles too. What? Look at crop circles next time while you on psychedelics. I guarantee you. That sounds crazy. Look at some crop
No, I'm
circles.
here for
Look
it.
at some
Yeah.
sigils also. Sigil patterns. All of these things activate dormant thoughts in your. Now, a lot of times
Facts.
the shrooms send extraterrestrial languages to me, like extraterrestrial writing, like almost look like hieroglyphics or something, like symbols like this on this book,
For
kind of
sure.
like different weird symbols and stuff
Look.
like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's Metatron's cube.
No, it's a
Oh,
Markava.
that's the Merkaba. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, look like Metatron a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
The Markava.
that's
Yep.
fire. That's fire. That's real fire.
Yeah,
But
man.
what I was about to say. Once we start fully getting into the shroom experiences fully, you break the fourth wall. This is why
Yeah.
I tell everybody that they need to really tap into a psychedelic experience.
Because the thing is, one thing that I learned pretty like at a decent rate was the things that I was seeing on shrooms were really there at all
Yeah,
times. I was just aware of it.
yeah,
So then the thought process was, how do I become in the state as if I'm on shrooms all the time?
yeah.
Right?
That's fine.
Because that's what's got me to be aware of it. And
Yeah,
then bro, I was taking a shower one day and I was like looking, and it's something about hydrogen molecules that really connects you to everything. And I saw my eye on the wall, on the shower, like my third eye right in front of me with my eyes open.
wow.
And that was my signal that I can operate with my third eye with my eyes open, not just in
Yeah,
meditation. And I
that's
was
a
like,
fact.
let's
That's a
go.
fact.
That was the first
And
day.
but see, we have so many different key codes and different mysteries to these avatars that we have failed to unlock yet. We just
Hmm.
have to fully learn bodies and stuff like that. You know, there is something called surgery that extraterrestrials can do. I hear about beings that when people on DMT, these beings coming down changing things. Like he said, the being.
Yeah.
One guy said that he had back pain and he smoked the DMT. The beings came over him as he came. By the time he was done with the DMT, his back pain was gone. You
Oh
know what
yeah.
I'm saying? We could be
I was
upgraded cosmically by our star family just in transcendental states of consciousness as well as astral projection. We can be upgraded.
bro.
Really, really.
I had a full blown like brain surgery, no lie, like an etheric brain surgery, maybe like